What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and we're kicking off a brand new month of movies here on Renegades Reviews. This month's themes are movies hand selected by my girlfriend, as this month is her birthday as well as my birthday. So I decided to give her the opportunity to determine what movies I would review. And the first one that's up on the docket today is Virtuosity, starring Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, Kelly Lynch, Steven Spinella, William Forsythe, Kaylee Kuko, Tracy Lords, and Michael Buffer. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, it's a brand new month, brand new theme. This month is my girlfriend's birthday as well as my birthday. And the past couple years, I've brought you some of my favorite films over the month of August as we celebrated my birthday. This year, I thought it would be nice to give her the opportunity to handpick some movies for me to discuss. And while the trailer had the movies advertised in one order, we kind of had to pull the old wrestler promoters card and pull a card subject to change and kind of switch the order up a little bit due to the fact that some of the movies that she picked are only available on streaming services for rent. And while $3, $4, $5 a movie to rent doesn't sound like a lot, when half of the movies that you need to watch are that, then you need to kind of space things out a little bit. That way you make sure you have the excess money to rent those just as if you were going to see these things in the theater. So we had to jostle up some of the lineup a little bit for this month. First thing we're going to discuss is Virtuosity. Let's get into that here, shall we? Now, our movie takes place in Los Angeles, California, where Parker Barnes is a former police officer that has been imprisoned for killing political terrorist Matthew Grimes, who killed Parker's wife and daughter. When Barnes killed Grimes, he also accidentally shot two news reporters in the process, and as a result, he was sentenced to 17 years to life. In the year 1999, Barnes and John Donovan are testing a virtual reality system that has been designed for training police officers. The two are tracking down a serial killer named Sid 6.7 at a restaurant in virtual reality. Now, Sid, which is short for sadistic, intelligent, and dangerous, causes Donovan to go into shock, killing him. The director overseeing the project orders the programmer in charge of creating Sid, Dr. Daryl Lindenmeyer, to shut down the project with Commissioner Elizabeth Dean and her associate, William Wallace, as witnesses. Following a fight with another prisoner, Big Red, Barnes meets with the criminal psychologist, Dr. Madison Carter. Meanwhile, Dr. Lindenmeyer informs Sid that he is about to be shut down because Donovan's death was caused when Sid disabled the failsafes. At Sid's suggestion, Lindenmeyer convinces another employee, Clyde Riley, that a sexually compliant virtual reality model, Sheila 3.2, another project that was created by Lindenmeyer, can be brought to life in a synthetically grown android body. However, Lindenmeyer replaces the Sheila 3.2 module with the SID 6.7 module. Now processed into the real world, SID 6.7 kills Riley. Once word gets out that Sid is now in the real world, Dean and LAPD Chief William Cochran offer Barnes a deal. If he can catch Sid and bring him back into virtual reality, he will be pardoned. Barnes agrees, and with the help from Carter, they discover that Matthew Grimes, the terrorist who killed Barnes's wife and daughter, is part of Sid's personality profile. After killing a family along with a group of security guards, Sid heads over to the Media Zone, a local nightclub where he takes hostages. Barnes and Carter go to the nightclub to stop him, but Sid escapes. The next day, Sid begins a killing spree at the Grand Olympic Auditorium. Barnes arrives at the stadium to capture Sid and finds him on a train, where another hostage is being held captive by Sid. Barnes seemingly kills the hostage in front of horrified witnesses and is sent back to prison. Having caught up with Barnes after the incident, Carter attempts to prove that Barnes is innocent, but Barnes is freed from his prisoner transport by Sid, who once again escapes. Wallace and Dean are about to have Barnes terminated via a failsafe transfer that has been implanted in his body, but Cochran destroys the system after learning from Carter that Barnes didn't kill the hostage on the train. Sid kidnaps Carter's daughter, Karen, and takes over a television studio. Lindenmeyer then comes out of hiding, sees what Sid is doing, and is impressed, but is captured by Carter. After a fight on the roof of the studio, Barnes ultimately destroys Sid's body, but is unable to learn where he had hidden Karen. They place Sid back in VR in order to trick the location out of him, which proves to be one of the fan enclosures on the roof of the studio. When Sid discovers that he is back in virtual reality, he goes into a rage. Cochran lets Carter out of VR, but Lindenmeyer kills Cochran before he can release Barnes. Barnes and Carter return to the building that Sid took over in the real world, and they save Karen from a booby trap set up by Sid that is similar to the one that killed Barnes's family. After Karen is saved, Barnes destroys the SID 6.7 module, and our movie comes to its close. This movie was a trip. Sitting here watching the virtual reality Sid come to life, and you can't really destroy him because he's a synthetic body that, when he gets around glass, can regenerate, and he's got all these serial killer profiles embedded into his system, including the profile of the person who killed Barnes's family, which I had missed that a little bit when I was watching the movie, because I remember talking to my girlfriend after, because she asked me how I enjoyed it, and I was like, I just didn't understand this part. And she filled me in, and then I went and I rewatched a couple scenes and caught the explanation that, I don't know, maybe I just missed it the last time when I was watching it the first time. But yeah, like that was a great little twist, that here's this virtual reality serial killer program who just happens to know all the dirty details about the guy pursuing him, because this other serial killer, Matthew Grimes, his information is in Sid's programming. So he's able to use that to try to manipulate Barnes. It was a great twist. I'm not going to lie. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was a trip. It's definitely something I would give a rewatch to. It's definitely something that I would pursue on physical media to add to my collection. But yeah, Virtuosity was just a a great film. It was a great story, a great concept, and it was weird seeing Russell Crowe in this sadistic villain role because I'm so used to seeing him as a good guy. Quick and the Dead, Gladiator, American Gangster, which reunited Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington. But that time the roles were flipped, and Denzel was the bad guy, the mobster, and Russell Crowe was the good guy. Now, Denzel in American Gangster wasn't near as sadistic as Sid in this, but still, you had them on opposite sides of the coin. The good guy became the villain, and the villain became the good guy. But it was definitely an experience. When it comes to my rating for Virtuosity, despite the high praise I'm giving it, I'm gonna rate it a little bit down just because I want to see if repeat viewings of this make it climb up my ladder a little bit in viewing and in rating. So I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars to start. If upon repeat viewings, I enjoy this film just as much as I did this time, I could easily see it growing to 4, maybe even 4.5 stars. I don't know if I'd ever get it up to 5. I wouldn't call it a perfect movie, but definitely could get up to at least 4, 4.5. What did you guys think of Virtuosity, those of you that have seen it? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. And let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And we'll be taking a look at another hand-picked film chosen by my girlfriend. We'll be looking at The Usual Suspects, starring Kevin Spacey, Gabriel Byrne, Chaz Palminteri, Stephen Baldwin, Benicio del Toro, Kevin Pollak, Giancarlo Esposito, and Dan Hedaya. And don't forget, throughout the course of the day here today on the Casa D18 Studios channel, you can tune in and check out retro content as part of our Throwback Thursday experience. Talk Wrestling, Dads on Wrestling, Renegade of Wrestling, Double Down with Double A, Stat Boy Rants, the No DQ and AV, the No DQ Review, Indie Force Podcast, the ATW View, and Open Mic Night, all part of our weekly Throwback Thursday content right here today on the Casa D18 Studios channel. You don't want to miss out on any of that content right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. We've got Throwback Thursday going on throughout the course of the day. Usual Suspects coming up tomorrow as we continue our journey through the hand-picked selections of my girlfriend for me to review this month on Renegades Reviews. Again, you don't want to miss any of it, so make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE watch-along coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of Denzel Washington, fans of Russell Crowe, fans of Kaylee Cuoco, fans of William Forsythe. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them, as it's the only way we're going to keep my visibility up in YouTube's algorithms now that we are, in fact, a monetized channel right here on the platform. Thank you once again to everybody out there who joined me and tuned in today. It means so much more to me than you guys will ever know. And I will see you guys next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.